Welcome to McCamley Field for tonight's contest between the Portage Central Mustangs and the Battle Creek Bearcats in a Big 8 contest. Also another big night is homecoming here at Portage Central. I'm Bill Hill, and I'm in the booth along with Vern Inglesby and Tom Monroe. And Vern, this is a pretty important ball game tonight for both teams.
Well, this is the kind of game, if you're an athlete, you really look forward to, because this is for all the marbles. The winner of tonight's game will be the Big 8 Conference champ by themselves, and of course the loser will be in second place. Both teams are 5-1 in the conference. Battle Creek Central is 6-2 overall, so they've already qualified for the state playoffs. If the Mustangs win tonight, they will also qualify. Battle Creek Central is a very fine team. Their lone conference loss was to Benton Harbor, and I haven't a clue as to how Benton Harbor beat them. I think it was on their home field too. Their attack, the offensive attack, they run a wing tee with a split end, and their main threat is their running back, fullback, number 1, Mike Vick. He's 5'10", 160, and their other running back is number 32, Torlando Cooper. They both run the ball very well. Quarterback is number 14, Dave Radner, and they're all seniors, so they're battle tested. And of course, this will be their last game other than the playoffs, so they'll be very emotional. They run the ball. I had the privilege of watching them play last week against St. Joe. And in the game, they threw 3 passes. They threw about a 50-yard pass complete, and they threw about a 19-yard pass complete for a touchdown, and they threw about a 15-yard pass intercepted. So they threw 3 times, and the ball never hit the ground. So they do run, and of course that's going to be a challenge for the Mustangs tonight. Traditionally, Battle Creek Central has had huge linemen, 280, 290. That's not the case this year. They're much smaller, but they're also much quicker. They will pull their guards and trap about every play, and so the Mustangs are going to have to really dig in and stop that. On defense, the people to watch there are their 2 linebackers, number 54, John Seabright, 6'1", 230, and number 57, Dan White, 6'1", 195. The conditions aren't the best here. It's kind of misting and a little cold. The field looks great again as usual. The Teagues just do a super job, and we're ready to tee it up and get going here.
Well, Vern, answer me this. Is that 3 passes a game, is that normal for them? Or was that just because they were successful on the ground when you scouted them?
I think their philosophy is run first. They'll pass if they have to. They have a split end that's very quick. The wind may be a factor tonight. It's blowing right across the field, kind of a little bit out of the north. And so it could be a factor in that respect.
And my point being is if they don't pass a lot, then obviously they don't spend much time practicing against the pass, and how will that affect tonight's game?
Exactly right. I'm sure they've had to spend a lot of time this week defensing the passing game because they know that that's our strength. So other teams have been able to pass successfully against them. St. Joe had several ball receivers wide open. They just seemed to drop the ball. And so I think we can pass against them.
Tom, it's also something else going on here tonight.
Homecoming night. Last game of the season. Pretty late to have homecoming, but we have it. The night, no matter what the weather, it's always a fun time during the week. This last school week, we had a dress-up day for 4 days. I think it was holidays, and we had a Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving and Halloween. We had a lot of different things. Had games yesterday. And several of the, I don't think the freshmen won any, but sophomores I think won the rope pull, and the juniors and seniors split a couple other games. And the pep jug will be up for grabs tonight. They had the floats coming in here at 6:30 down from the dump, or the softball fields I should say, down in city softball fields. And it was a good time. A little chilly on some of those court people that had nice looking dresses on, but wasn't very long right, so a lot of grads coming back tonight, and it's going to be a fun time at the old McCamley Field.
And it always has been a fun week in school, especially teaching there, and to watch the kids in years past set up their displays and everything, which they don't do anymore. But it's always been a fun week with a lot of contests between the classes. And be sure you stay tuned now during halftime. Don't get up and get your sandwich, because during halftime they're going to run the festivities for homecoming, so you'll want to see that. We're about a minute away here, and I see that Vern's got my attention here. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say that homecoming it gives a lot of kids an opportunity to participate. Some kids don't do anything all year, but they get involved in the homecoming festivities, and it really gives a lot of kids a chance.
All right, we've got the captains now going out to the middle of the field. I'll bet the people don't know if this is this a formality right here? Have they already flipped before they came out on the field?
Yes, they flip before they leave the field. So when you go into your pregame talk in the locker room, you know if you're going to receive or kick off. This is just basically for the fans and the television and the millions of people looking in. Yes.
Channel 31 on Wednesdays and Mondays. So check your local TV listings to see what time. But these ball games, along with Northern's home ball games, are brought to you over Channel 31. Looks like the Bearcats are going to receive down at the south end of the field. We look at the flag, and I'd say it's coming almost directly from the west, so it's going to be blowing toward us. If we can pick up anything in the air, if it affects the ball, and the Mustangs are going to start by kicking off. Number 25, Nick Anderson, will be doing the kicking. And if you'll notice, Nick Anderson has on white shoes. There's something about that, too, isn't there, Coach?
Yeah, you have to qualify to wear white shoes. You have to have certain speed requirements, and if you don't get that, then, of course, you wear black shoes. And we've had a few over the years wear black shoes, but it's quite an honor to be able to wear white shoes.
We could probably count the white shoes, the people that have worn them on both hands, couldn't we?
Exactly right, yeah. A few years ago, we had some players decide that they'd like to wear white shoes, so they taped their shoes, and that lasted about 1 quarter, and the tape came off.
Okay, so we're about ready to go here in this very important football game between the two Big 8 teams of Battle Creek and Portage Central. And it's a squib kick down to this sideline. It goes out of bounds on about the 23-yard line. The flags come out because of that, and we'll see what happens here.
It looks like are they going to make us kick over? They have an option. They kick over or take the ball at the 35-yard line.
I haven't seen anybody talk to anybody yet.
No.
Yeah, now I see the referee talking to number 80 back there.
Their captain.
They're going to kick it over.
Okay, their captains are number 1, number 32, and number 14. And probably none of them are on the field right now.
They're going to make them kick it over again when they'll move it back 5 yards.
Excuse me, number 57, Dan White is one of their captains. So we'll kick from the 35. That would have been an excellent kick if it had not gone out of bounds.
And he made a good judgment down there to let it go out of bounds.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Because he wouldn't have made it back up to the 35-yard line, which is what we're counting on when we kick it that way. These are planned kicks.
Every once in a while, we bounce one off one of the front 5 there, and it's really exciting then.
Okay, here's Anderson's kick. Down again. Can be picked up on the 25-yard line. And brought down on the 34-yard line by Herd. The whole herd.
The Stampede, yeah.
And that was number 80 that ran the ball back, Ryan Dickerson.
So actually, by taking the penalty, they lost 1 yard. They would have had it on the 35.
So the Mustangs play defense first in this ball game. And they come out with their 5-2 against the wing tee that Vern mentioned earlier. It's the first person through, off tackle. Mike Vick made the tackle. No, he was the runner. 56, Justin Grieger made the tackle and then brought down by number 11, Jason Scudder. We'll get you some numbers out here. In the backfield, we have Jason Scudder. We have Melsby, number 22. We've got 88, Eon Lennon. 44 is Dan Schofield. That's the defensive backfield. Quick pitch to the left side. Melsby turns him in. It's going to be a first down before 85, Cliff Price. One of the linebackers makes the tackle. Price, along with Grieger, play the linebacker spots. Price, number 85, and Grieger is number 56.
Number 1,
Grieger, I'm sorry.
Vic likes to run up the middle, and number 32, Orlando Cooper, he is more of an outside threat.
First person through, off tackle, he's tripped up, and off the ground is number... Okay, carrying the ball was Mike Vick again, and we don't have a 57, so 67. Matt McIntosh made the tackle on that. Back to throw, slant pattern, and dropped. That was intended for John Horn, and it looked like it was there, Coach, and it was dropped. That was thrown by David Ratner, the quarterback.
Well, Melsby and Lennon were right there, too. They might have tipped it or hit him right after he caught it. But you're right, he had it in his hands.
Interior lineman out there, we have number 77, Scott Taylor. We have number 34 playing defensive end there. That's Jared Hoopengarner. Third down. End around on a reverse. Number 2.
Oh, Melsby. Right,
Melsby drove him out of bounds right on the 50-yard line for a gain of about 2 yards. So it's going to be 4th down. And it puts the Bearcats in a punting situation. Defensive end on the other side, number 86, Ben Babcock. Matt McIntosh, we've mentioned. He plays the tackle on that side, number 67. The only one I don't have is the nose guard.
Is that 5?
Yeah.
Horn gets it off. Down to Melsby. Got a wall set up.
Oh, there's a late hit. That's a late hit.
Yeah, that was a cheap shot, late hit, and the referee's looking right at it, but he's not going to call anything.
And the whole coaching staff was out there.
Oh, yeah. That was flagrant. I saw that a lot last week in a game against St. Joe, and the officials just seem to look the other way. I tell you what happens is these officials watch pro games, and that's not a late hit in the pros. They drill them all the time, and they think that's acceptable. It's definitely not.
Okay, it's 1st and 10 Mustangs on the 34-yard line. Cubitt keeps, brings it up to the 40, gain of 6 yards. Before he's brought down by...
Okay, the Mustangs have their heavy backfield in there now. That means Ben Babcock and Cliff Price are the 2 running backs.
All right, so that means probably we're going to see it in the air. Ryan Dickerson in on the tackle, that last one, number 80.
That play right there helped Cubitt get about 100 yards last week, Bill.
No, they're going to run a quick pitch off up to Melsby. He drives forward, but he's brought down. He's pretty close to a 1st down there.
That's a new wrinkle. I think that's the first time Melsby's carried the ball from the backfield position this year.
And that's number 90 making the tackle, Shane Woody, along with Devoyne Newton.
So we have a 3rd and about a yard, about half a yard here.
We have 3rd down and less than a yard, and the Mustangs go forward with Cubitt for a 1st down. Over the 45 to about the 47. Number 50 there led the charge. The center is Brad Lukasik, I see. Is that number 50? Did I have that number correct? First and 10. Cubitt takes it off tackle again, gets up to midfield.
What they do is they fake like they're going to give a handoff, and then, of course, the running back goes through and blocks the linebacker. And so now they put the regular running backs in, Winkle and Jamison Putnick. And so now probably you might see either them carrying the ball or more passing.
It's the counter. I thought at first it was Winkle going through there with the ball. Good fake on his part. But it was given to Putnick, and the tackle in there by Dwayne Richardson. 69, that's Jason Krim. 66 is Dwayne Richardson.
Now the Mustangs go to their 2 wideout set.
With 2 backs.
Nick Anderson's out here to the left.
3rd down and 5. Bearcats keep 3 people in the box there, along with the interior lineman.
First down.
And Winkle gets up over the 45-yard line for a 1st down.
Nice lead block out here.
Tackled by White on the play, and they're going to spot it right on the 40-yard line. So the Mustangs are moving the ball. I can't remember, Coach, any game that we've done where they've moved the ball like this their first possession.
On the ground all the way.
Yeah. Now he's back to throw. And it's tipped by big number 54 there. That pass Cuba threw right into the arms of John Seabright. Big lineman. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
That was going to be a quick out to Melsby, and he would have been open.
They're giving him a big cushion out there.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Well,
For a very good reason.
Yeah, he's a definite deep threat, and so yeah, they're 10 yards off.
Now it puts the Mustangs almost in a passing situation again. And TJ gets the first down. Number 80, TJ Nelson from Cubitt for a gain of 10, 11 yards for a 1st down on the 29-yard line.
Well, I want to tell you, Cubitt threw a dart out there. That was a rope.
Tackle on that made by Dusty Flane, I guess, Plohn.
The defense didn't have time to react to that.
No,
that ball was thrown on a line.
Right. And that's semi into the wind.
Mm-hmm. Cuba comes down the line. Boy, he ducked that tackler. Let me get that number of the guy. 84 made the tackle, but number 5, John Horn, he saw that play developing, came through, and I have no idea how he didn't get a hold of Cubitt on that one. Cubitt ducked through under there and made it down to the 20-yard line.
It's a great effort by Ryan Cubitt there.
How much did he get there, Tom?
8 yards.
8-yard run.
That's a great first down. Yeah.
Do a lot of things now.
Okay, it's 2nd down and 2. Cubitt didn't have much of a chance right there because 57, the one I talked about before,
Dan White, yeah.
Dan White came through there, and
yeah, he's close. I don't. They're saying 3rd down, but he is very, very close.
Well, he managed to twist his shoulder so he could fall forward, and they're going to measure.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it'll be 3rd down.
Battle Creek Central is playing what we used to call the Notre Dame 4-4, where they have their 2 men in front of the guards are angling in, and they're, of course, these 2 guys. What they try to do is take up 3 blockers, and that kind of frees up the linebackers. Now, if we can stop their charge, yes, we did. We made it, yeah.
1st down.
If we can stop their charge, then that opens the middle up.
The line really came together last week at Kalamazoo Central. We rushed the ball for over 200 yards and dominated the line of scrimmage, and that was very nice to see.
Well, so far, I think we're winning the battle on the line there. Now they're back in a 5-2.
Cubitt up the middle.
I'm not sure what that was.
Well, that was a quarterback sneak. But what happened was they changed defenses on us. That would have been a good call against the other defense, but they switched into a nose man type defense. And, of course, he still got 2 yards, 3 yards.
Krim and White in on the tackle.
We're in 4-down territory now, so that was a good play. We're back to 2 tight ends, 1 wide out.
Cubitt looks over the defense, drops back to throw. And Melsby got hit, played a little tighter that time.
Yeah.
But still, there was a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Down on the 13-yard line, and Newton made the play out there on Melsby. Now he's got another. He's running some sets in there, isn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he's subbing 2 backs for 2 backs, and of course when he sends the wide out, the second wide out, and the other tight end comes out. So Nick Anderson's back in the game.
3rd down and 4. Back to throw. A little too high for Anderson. Now it's going to be 4th down.
And they're
going to try a field goal here. And it'll be, let's see, if they're going to put the ball down on the 12, it'll probably
17.
27-yard field goal.
Yeah. About a 30. Yeah, about a 29. Yeah.
And Cubitt will try. Ian Lennon is going to hold it, and the snapper is, remember?
No, I'm not sure.
A little high. Ball's kicked.
No. Yeah.
And it's off to the side.
Well, that's too bad. That was a good drive, and
nothing came of it except we've got them pinned back down there.
The 3rd down pass, if Nick would have been able to catch it, it would have been a 1st down. The biggest word in the English vocabulary is the word if.
Yep.
McIntosh does the snapping for the placements.
Okay, number 67, the senior.
Yep.
Matthew. Okay, so Battle Creek takes over. 4:31 remaining here in the first quarter, and there's no score. This is the Bearcats' second possession. And he's stuffed at the line by the whole interior line. Coming up off the bottom there is Cliff Price and Scott Taylor.
That's their bread and butter play, that inside trap, and we're just shutting it right down right now. Chris Jennings on the nose there, and of course if he can get in the trapper's path,
he can just neutralize that center.
That's right.
Now it looks like he's playing in a gap. Coming to the outside.
Okay, that's their outside threat there, Cooper.
Scudder came up nice on that and held him back, and Taylor came over from a tackle spot and laid it on him along with Jason. So that puts them 2 downs, and their running game has gained 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. We've only got 1 wide out. Price fakes going in.
That's a lateral. Oh, Melsby.
Melsby saw it coming.
Oh, I should have.
He read his man right. And they lost about 2 yards on that. They'll call it a loss of 2 yards on the play. And now they're forced into their second punting situation.
I tell you, Rob Melsby is one of the most intelligent football players I've seen in a while. He always seems to know what's coming. He always seems to be in the right place.
And now he comes back along with
Nick Anderson
to receive the punt. Horn kicks. Average punt. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds.
No, it stayed in. Okay.
Stayed in, but it's going to be in our territory on the 48-yard line. So the Mustangs hold the Bearcats for the second straight time and force them to punt. And now it's their chance, their second time with the ball. Oh, do you have any idea how many yards they gained on that first drive, Tom? They started on their...
They started on the 34.
34, and they got down to the 12-yard line. Yeah, so they had a nice drive there before it was stalled. Cubitt hands off to the first person through. And that was Putnick carrying the ball. Tackled in there by White and Fling. gain of 2 yards, so it didn't look like they gained that much. So when something like that happens, you can pretty much tell that the surge at the line of scrimmage went to the Mustangs on that. Cubitt keeps, cuts back against the grain, gets it down to the 45-yard line. Gain of 5 yards.
Well, that's not surprising. Ryan Cubitt is the biggest back in the backfield, so he has the power to go.
And he was tackled by Devoyne Newton, number 3. 3rd and 4. Ran the counter and it didn't go. Cubitt dives in there.
Fumble, we got it. Yep.
Yeah, it was fumbled. Cubitt dove in there and got it. And boy, he did too. He dove from about 4 yards away.
He went for it, yes. Great effort.
Demick?
The punting team goes on the field.
Yep.
And right now it's just a game of field position right now. Cubitt back to punt the ball. Floppy. The snap wasn't too good and the kick wasn't too good. And they're going to take it out of bounds on the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Bearcats. We have 38 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. A scoreless tie. Both teams have had possession of the football twice. Neither team has been able to move it down into the end zone. The best drive so far has been by the Mustangs, and each team has punted twice. Up the middle. Open.
Oh, you let him get outside.
And it's going to be a touchdown of
79 yards.
79 yards.
Well, that's their bread and butter play. When he scores through there, he is definitely a threat.
Mike Vick, 5'10", 160-pound senior, just went 79 yards with the football to put Battle Creek Central on top, 6-0 with the extra point pending. And when he slowed down, Lennon slowed down too, and then he put the burst on, and I think that's what got by him right there. John Horn to try the extra point with Arnold holding. Snaps down, ball's kicked, and it's good. So the Bearcats draw first blood here with 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The score, Battle Creek 7, Portage Central 0. So that's what you saw last week.
Yes, yeah, they're of course, about every team we play can score anytime. And you just almost have to play a perfect defense, and unfortunately we didn't that time. We play the linebackers tight, and he gets past the linebackers, and it's a foot race with the secondary. And I thought Ian Lennon did a good job of playing that. You could have even argued that he stepped out of bounds over here, but the ref was right on the play and didn't call it. So.
And they have some good foot racers.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, Vic and Cooper, possibility of them scoring anytime they get their hands on the ball. So we like to say that that's just an inconvenience. Now we got to come back and play football.
Get a nice run back here up to about the 40-yard line and have a couple plays before we turn it around here and start the second quarter. Has this Vic been their leading ball carrier throughout the years?
Yeah, he has been. He's their co-captain. He's their definite leader. His older brother graduated about 4 or 5 years ago from Battle Creek Central, and he was a quarterback, and he was just about built the same way.
Okay, here's the kick. Also a squib kick, comes up in the air, makes it easy to catch. Looking for an opening. Ooh, Lennon had one more to get through because they had two people blocking the last man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one step away from doing the same thing back. Now they're going to get the ball up on the 46-yard line where it's 1st and 10. He followed his wedge real well.
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm. lot of times they form the wedge and the ball carrier doesn't accelerate into it, but he did a super job there.
Cubit back to throw. No, thrown long. A little hesitation down there in about the 35-yard line. And it's going to be second down.
So far, the wind doesn't seem to be a factor.
No, it doesn't. I thought on a couple of those punts that it was going to be, but the spirals from Cubit have been tight on the line. That one was up in the air where the wind should have affected it, but it didn't. Back to throw again. Going to keep the ball. And he gets up for a first down.
Boy, talk about accelerating. Did he turn on the jets? Super job.
Now, he went to something that I hadn't heard of before this past summer. You want to explain that?
Yeah, he went down to Florida, what they call a speed camp. And what they do down there is they work on your running technique, your running style, and improve your speed. And it did.
It sure did.
Good job with him.
And that ends the first quarter with the ball down on the opponent's 42-yard line. And while we have this time, Coach, you want to go over the seniors for us? You have them down there. These are the kids playing their last football game for Portage Central.
Yeah, it'd be number 22, Rob Melsby. Number 23, Trevor Ackerson. Number 24, Kyle Sparks. Number 25, Nick Anderson. Number 40, Chris Winkle. Number 56, Justin Greiger. Number 60, Jason Hodge. Number 67, Matt McIntosh. Number 71, Brooks Monroe. Number 72, Chris Jenny. Number 77, Scott Taylor. Number 80, TJ Nelson. Number 85, Cliff Price. Number 86, Ben Babcock. Number 88, Ian Lennon. And number 89, Matt Kaler. And the significance is probably very few, if any of these, will play football after this year. So this is their last opportunity. And any of our fans played any sport, you know, your last contest is kind of an emotional one. Of course, you want to go out as a winner.
And these kids, being in the program for 4 or 5 years, have had lots of thrills being a Mustang playing football.
Yes, they have, yeah. And they have some thrills they'll remember the rest of their life.
Okay, we have 1st and 10 Mustangs on the 42-yard line of Battle Creek. Handed off to the first back through. And I'll tell you, Putnick ran into the whole interior line there. We see 57 getting off the bottom. That's White along with Jason Krim. And we've mentioned those two names a few times already.
Did you mention the Mustang line's doing a good job, because I thought he was hit right about the line of scrimmage and he gained 4 yards.
Yep. So the surge brought him forward. Cubit keeps, fakes the pitch back. He's buried under on the 34-yard line by Woody. And the help on that was Krim again. Woody came over number 90 there, giving the signals on defense. I thought for a minute he was playing the other defensive end, but he was on this side, linebacker. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Staying with the 2 tight ends and 1 wide out. And he's pretty close to a first down if he doesn't have it. You know, it's depending on where they're going to spot it. They threw him back. And Putnick, he was hit on about the 31-yard line by Woody again.
And they're going to measure.
And Dickerson, and they're going to measure. Otherwise, it'll be 4th down. But I'd say we were in 4-down territory down here. So.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think he might have it.
Oh, the front of the ball's over the line. So it's 1st and 10 Mustangs on the 32. Boy, this is nice to see the Mustangs moving the ball on the ground like this.
Yes, they struggled earlier in the year, but last week out of Kalamazoo Central, we really did a super job. Of course, everything went well out there last week.
And that was a shock.
Yes.
Cubitt back to throw. Got plenty of time. No, couldn't get to it. Melsby had to go out of bounds to get his hands on it, and he wouldn't have come down in bounds anyway.
No.
And I don't know how much room Cubitt had to throw on, or had to run on that, but a lot of open space out there where he was running. The line did a real nice job protecting him right there in the pocket there. There's a couple flags down.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good for the Mustangs. It looks like they're talking to Battle Creek.
Maybe I said too much when I said good protection.
Well, they're talking to each other right now.
Seeing if both flags were for the same thing.
Oh, it's against Battle Creek.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Roughing the passer.
So that's going to be a big one.
Yes. Yeah, that's
automatic, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Maybe he's out of the ball game. Is 69 out of the ball game?
Well, they're walking him off the sideline. It looks like, yeah. Now, that also means that he cannot play next week, and they will have a playoff game next week. So.
And that's Krim. They can't afford to lose him.
They just did.
They just did.
Well, I didn't see what happened, but it must have been quite flagrant because he's just went over to the sideline and threw his helmet down, and he's done for the night.
And as you said, he's done for this week and next week.
That's correct.
So the first playoff game for the Battle Creek Bearcats, since they're in the playoffs, even if they lose tonight, they'll still be 6-3, which automatically puts you in a playoff this year. Seven to nothing, Bearcats lead. We have a little over 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. Quarterback sneak.
Good 5 yards.
Good 5 yards by Cubitt right up the middle.
Going back to the player being ejected, I don't think it was roughing the passer. I think he called a personal foul, and then he pointed that he was ejected rather than roughing the passer because the flags were thrown in the interior line.
Okay.
So something happened in the interior line.
Well, usually something like that has to be a kick or a swing.
Right.
You know, because if it was piling on or holding or throwing down, that's not worth an ejection.
And the head coach Al Slammer's out there discussing it with the head referee now, and stating his case. This rule was put in a few years ago, and the referee has the sole discretion. There's no appeal. If you're ejected, that's it. And a lot of times the referee will make a call without seeing the whole play, and that's true in any sport, of course. But it's pretty serious when you lose a player for this game, 3/4 of this game, and next week too.
Well, Mr. Krim, the fellow that left, was making an impact out here from his linebacker spot.
Oh, definitely.
And maybe that's the reason that Cubitt went up the middle on the first play after he was ejected.
Yeah. To
see who's in there now. It might go again.
Middle's wide open.
It sure is. They saw that for the counter, but
that's a little bit slow getting there.
Boy, if they're looking in the booth here, that linebacker, they got a man outside, and it looks like on the outside shoulder of the tackle. Nobody's over the guard or center except for the linebacker, and he's about 3 yards downfield.
Okay, here comes your heavy backfield then.
Okay.
So watch for Cubitt to take it off the tackle. Follow one of those big ends through the tackle hole, left or right.
Yep, there's that hole right there. They've got the man on the inside, or in the gap between the guard and the tackle.
He's really close. Yeah, I think he's got it.
Is he over the line?
I think so,
If he is, he should have it. Down on the 5-yard line.
Yep, first down.
First down, Mustangs. Woody made the tackle down there.
Okay, look for that play a couple more times.
First and goal. Cubitt on the surge, gets down about the 2-yard line, off the left tackle. Brought down there by White. Second and goal on the 2. And the way he's been running the ball, Vern, there's no sense in giving it to anybody else.
Like I say, he's the biggest running back we have.
And he takes it off the left guard.
Yeah, no problem.
Cubitt scores right behind McIntosh and Greiger for the initial score. Cubitt will try the extra point to try and tie this ball game up.
And this may be a very important extra point here. Let's not dwell on the obvious, huh?
No, let's not do that. Lennon holds. McIntosh is the center. Ball's down.
Oh, that looks good.
Yes, it is.
He nailed it. It's out on the track.
So now we have, with 8:21 remaining in the first half, a score of 7-7. Well, the 79-yard run by Vic was done a lot quicker to score than our drive, but that's one of our trademarks, is to take time off the clock and end up in the end zone.
Well, one of the best defenses you can play is to have the other team's offense sitting on the bench. And that was a very methodical march. Of course, the big penalty, of course, that was first down play. Who's to say we wouldn't have gotten it anyway?
Right.
But that helped us out a lot. And it's always great when you give up a quick, easy touchdown. And, it's easy to get your head down. Of course, the Mustangs came right back and pulled their neck and went downfield and scored. So that shows a lot of character.
And we still have a lot of time here in the first half for some more things to happen. How many times has Ryan carried the ball, Tom?
He carried it 5 times on that drive, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, he's 13 times already carrying the ball, and he's thrown the ball 6 times.
All right, it's kicked off, picked up on the 25-yard line. Brought up over the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Coming on the bottom there is Ian Lennon. Okay, so the Bearcats take over, 1st and 10.
The same play. There's Scott Taylor this time.
Yep, Taylor stops him
Yep.
along with McIntosh right there at the line of scrimmage, and that was the play, and Cliff Price gets up off the bottom there, and that was the play. He went for 79 yards the last time they had the ball. Well, like you said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It scares you when you get by the line of scrimmage, though.
Coach Slammer is wandering on the field after that one. He thought there was a late hit by a Mustang, and he was a little upset, especially after one of his kids are out.
Funny how your views change when that happens to your team.
2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2 yards. Quick pitch.
Oh, yeah, Scott Taylor. I tell you, Scott Taylor's played a ball game tonight.
And that play ended up going nowhere.
Somebody did a nice job of turning that in right away.
I couldn't see you right, Tom.
Taylor was out there in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
Price right behind him.
Yep.
That was it. Now, there was a loss of 2 yards on that play, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10 now. And definitely, the momentum definitely has turned.
Twin sets out here. One back.
Oh, big play right there.
Boy, he had him, too. That was too bad. Melsby finally knocks him out of bounds on the 50-yard line. Boy,
defensive end's first responsibility is keep
don't let him
contained.
go the
That's right.
outside.
Don't let him go outside in.
As you can see, he's coming over, and he's going to be told that same thing, Babcock is, by Coach Knight.
Yep. I'm sure he's been told before.
After stuffing him for 2 plays like that, that's too bad.
Yeah, that was going to be a sack, loss of another 8 yards or so, and it turns into a 16-yard run, first down.
Bearcat ball inside Mustang territory. Turned in, but he got back outside.
Hold here.
Yeah, there's a hole. That's coming back.
That's a good thing, too.
Lennon
Maybe we'll get a fumble right here. No, he danced in. Oh, no, he went out of bounds. But I hope that's a
that's coming
hold, yeah.
down the Bearcats.
Yeah, they threw the flag right away.
Well, I almost saw that. He tackled the end.
Well, there's the second big play we've given up. Yes.
Yeah, they have only 3 first downs so far. Of course, 79 yards in one of them. And we've worked hard for 9 first downs, and that one was a disaster except for the hold. That's very unfortunate.
Whoops there. He just marked off 15 yards.
That brings it back to the 40-yard line.
Flag's still on the ground.
Nobody wants to flag. Nobody wants to be the one to say, that's mine.
There's another flag over on the sideline. I didn't see that. So there are two penalties on the play.
Well, they may have had it.
Another unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's on the bench.
That's on the bench. That's right. Yeah. Okay. That is what is called a big penalty. Now, this is interesting. I don't know if they call that on the head coach or not, but if they call another one on him, he's gone next week too.
Yep. That's the same with any sport now in high school. If you're ejected, you do not participate, coach or player, in the next scheduled contest. Put a man in motion.
Counter.
Second through on the counter. Oh, Price hit him. Right there, his leg stopped, and he dropped him for a loss. No, they're going to put it right back up to the line of scrimmage again, but...
Super job there. When they run a crossbuck there, what they want you to do is follow the false lead there. Cliff stayed home. He didn't buy the fake.
We're down to 6.5 minutes here in the first half. Battle Creek Central, Portage Central, they're tied at 7. Back to throw. Open. Nice pass out there to Horn, and he brings it back up to the 40-yard line. Radner threw the ball on the line there.
Yeah, and there's a flag there. That might be a face mask.
On us?
Well.
Yep, it is. I see Greiger motioning to our bench.
So, we let him back in.
Greiger made the tackle along with Lennon, but that's going to give him an automatic first down.
Is that what it is?
I believe face mask is automatic.
No,
isn't
it's
it?
not. No.
It is not?
No.
Oh, no. It's third down and about a yard.
It'd be second down.
11. That's only the first marker. They got 10
that's
yards.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, they have to get down to the 40-yard line.
They had
Your screen there.
they run a little hook and ladder off that too. I noticed the back was really running hard on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I thought they had set up there.
That flag you see on your screen is the beginning of the first down. Okay, there's their big play again, and he stopped a yard over the line of scrimmage. And that's Greiger coming up off the bottom along with Price again. And Jenny was also in on the tackle. Puts him in a punting situation. Anderson, Melsby back to receive on about their 15-yard line. Snap. It's a high one. And he's buried underneath number 50 right as soon as he catches it. That's David Broderick that made the tackle, but the Mustangs get the ball on the 22-yard line with 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in this tie ball game in the first half.
Okay, we put 2 receivers back on a punt there, and the other receiver should have told Melsby to fair catch it. He did a super job because he was hit almost immediately, and that's real easy to fumble that one. He should have called for a fair catch.
Anderson's got a step on him. However, Cupid couldn't get it over there quick enough to get Dickerson out of the play. Number 80 went up and made a nice defensive play there.
Super, yeah.
I'll tell you, he can run too, number 80 kid, and he doesn't look like he can run because Anderson's going 240, and he almost looked like he was just floating back there with him.
Well, it looks like their number one priority is to go deep with us, so we're going to have to start throwing something under. About time to hit T.J. Nelson with something.
Second down and 10. It's a draw play. He got held up there. That's Putnick, I believe, running the ball, isn't it? Winkle running the ball, and I'll tell you, the guy that made the tackle there was number 73 for Battle Creek, Damon Lernish. He cut through and slowed him up with an arm on the ankles, and finally Plain got him after a gain of 4 yards, but it's third down and 6 now.
They hit 3 plays.
Cuba goes back to throw. He's got good time, but he's laid out just as he releases the ball. Intended over here for Melsby by Pat Halbert, and it puts the Mustangs now in a punting situation. Back to receive. We have Dickerson and Horn with Cubit punting. And a low punt, but it's going to be taken there by Dickerson.
And he is taken there by the Mustangs.
He made 2 steps, and then he's buried right on the 40-yard line there. Got a whole slew of them getting up off the bottom there. So we'll just say that the punt team took it down Horn after a 2-yard gain, and they're going to start with 4 minutes to go here and a half on their own 40-yard line. Tom, have we had a turnover for either team yet?
No.
Here's your counter.
Ooh,
Turned him in, but nobody there.
But there was nobody there.
He's gone.
And he's gone. That's number 22. We haven't said his name yet, but
because he hasn't been in until that play.
Jerry Rozier.
59 yards.
He's a junior. Just ran 59 yards for a touchdown. Well, we did everything right except have somebody there when they got him turned in.
Well, that's why teams run the counter. They hope that you will be follow the fake, and that's exactly what we did. Whoever was supposed to fill there was not there.
Horn's going to attempt the extra point. And that might be wide.
Nope.
Nope, it wasn't. Extra point is good. So with 3:49 remaining here in the first half, the Bearcats have regained the lead with a score of 14-7. Big plays, 2 of them.
That's been one of the downfalls of the Mustangs all year. Other than that, we pretty much shut them down. The one play where the quarterback got out of contain, other than that, they haven't done much. So we just have to strap them on and come back.
And we've had 2, both a punt and a kickoff, where we have been one arm away from going ourselves, and we'll see if we can do something with that on the special teams tonight. Now we have somebody different back here. We have Winkle back here now.
And Anderson.
And Anderson. Usually it's Melsby, but this time it's Winkle.
Trying to see where Melsby is. He's down on the sideline.
Right down here. He's fine.
Just giving him a break.
Well, they kicked it short last time. I think they probably want to keep it away from Anderson and Melsby or Winkle. See if he tops it this time.
Yep.
Taken here by Lennon, who tried to get to the outside here and didn't have a chance before Bill Orr came over and jumped on his back and brought him down. So the Mustangs are going to take over on their own 38-yard line, down by 7.
Okay, Mustangs are going to their spread formation now. 2 wideouts on both sides.
1 back, no tight ends. Will he get time to throw? That's the thing. They roll him out. No, threw it into the ground, so looked like Anderson was open there, but Cubitt couldn't get himself turned enough to put the ball on the line to him, so it'll be 2nd down.
We've only connected 2 passes out of the 9 we've attempted, and we have to hit those short ones a little bit more consistently because you throw on 1st down and gain 0.
Right.
Put you in a little bit of a hole.
And he was open out there. This time a little too high there to Lennon. Down on the 45-yard line. And Cubitt was hit just as he threw the ball, and it'll be 3rd down and 10, and they're just going to let him lie there until the trainer comes out.
Knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, I think he took a shoulder pad right in the sternum, and sometimes when you do that, you just hurt all over for a few minutes. He's going to have to come out. I don't know who. Jason Scudder. Jason Scudder would be the backup.
And it's 3rd down and 10. And they sent 4 or 5 new people in there, so we might see a new little wrinkle here, Coach. Unless they went back to their normal spread.
Oh, you got a movement here on the right end.
On us?
Yeah, it's on Travis Rich. He flinched just a little bit before the ball snap.
So it'll be 3rd down now and 15.
Oh, that's interesting. Now they're putting Cubitt back in.
That counts as a play?
I guess so. Coach Knight asked the referee, and the referee said yes. Now the referee's going to talk it over, and he may come back out.
I
think he will.
I don't know anything about the rule, but I don't think that'd be proper.
Yeah, I think he will.
Well, then it can't be 3rd down then.
Yeah, it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, it was 3rd down and 10 before this, wasn't it?
Now he's got to.
Now he's got to put his heavy team back in. Yeah.
Okay, if you want to play that way, we got to change.
Yep.
Scudder quick pitch to Anderson.
No, it's Melsby.
Melsby out there?
Yeah.
And he brings it back to the original line of scrimmage before he's taken down by Dickerson, and it'll be 4th down now with 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. Cubitt will have to punt it away for the Mustangs. Oh, the ball does not reach him, and he can't pick it up. Gee whiz. That was a mess.
Well, it doesn't much matter who recovers it back there. It's Battle Creek's ball.
So we went for 37.
It'll be 1st and 10 Bearcats on the 15-yard line of the Mustangs with plenty of time. Nearly 3 minutes here in the first half.
The defense has got to really play tough now.
Good hit, but look at him. What great balance.
Great balance, great second effort.
Yeah, he's all the way down the 7-yard line.
He was hit at the line of scrimmage.
And he's finally brought down by Lennon and
We got another flag.
Dan Schofield.
Face mask.
It's going to put it down about the 2.5.
So they're just piling up the mistakes now, and it's about ready to cost them here as the ball goes down to the
About the
3-yard line.
And Vic weighs 160 pounds, but he sure runs in there hard.
Yes, he did.
Tough runner.
And it's first down.
Yeah, we need a fumble.
Tight ends, they're going to give it to him again. And he just got rid of Price's tackle back on the 6-yard line. Just ran right through that tackle and got down to about the 2 before he was brought down. Price knifed through there well and had him.
Yeah, I thought he had him.
And Chris Jenny makes the tackle along with Greiger before he gets into the end zone. Second and 3.
Oh, yeah, stopped him. Quarterback kept it.
Quarterback kept it.
He should not have.
And he was brought down by a lot of people down there. You know, you always wonder why they run a play like that when they're that close.
Mm-hmm.
Gives the chance for the defense to make some moves. And at that time, number 77, Taylor, was right there ready to stop him. Now it's 3rd down and 4. See something in the air here, Coach? Or why risk it?
No, I don't think they'll put it off.
Gonna run outside.
Good job. Good job.
Greiger right there, number 56. Put the shoulders into him, and now they're down to 4th down.
And they're going to go for a field goal.
And they're under a minute here.
And their field goal kicker just barely gets it there. But that's all he has to. Basically, it's an extra point. He's
Oh, and with these new goalposts, it sticks out 6 inches like this. It's going to be
yeah.
just enough, huh? Who is kicking that there?
Horn.
Okay, that's Horn, number 5. Good snap. He kicks it.
You're right.
No
and
good.
It's no good off to the right. So the Mustangs, after making 2 huge mistakes on a punt snap and on a penalty, where they had 1st and 10 on the 3-yard line, the Bearcats could not put it in, and the Mustangs take over with 28 seconds here remaining in the first half. And that was probably one of the biggest stands of the year right there, Coach.
Right there is right, yeah.
You don't want to go into the locker rooms down 21-7. That looks a whole lot different than 14-7. So the Mustangs stand tall and take it over.
I know who's the happiest kid on the field is, too.
Mm-hmm.
Snapper of that. He probably wouldn't have come home.
See what Cubitt does here. He's going to give it one shot, I would guess. Nope.
Fumble.
Fumble.
God, dog it.
And Battle Creek recovers. Anderson fumbles, Battle Creek recovers, and they have it with enough time. 24 seconds here on the 22-yard line. Oh, that's a change right off the bat after that big stand like that. First play, just trying to run out the clock, and you fumble it, and that looked kind of strange. The kid just saw a football laying there, and he was sitting down, and he just reached over and picked it up.
You look for the ball in the air now.
Throws it up. It's up for grabs.
That was out of bounds.
Yeah.
And it was going to be out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, good defense there.
Yeah, that was down there for Ryan Dickerson. And Melsby went up with him, stayed with him, went up and batted it away. So 19 seconds remaining.
Melsby's giving up about 6 to 8 inches in height there to Dickerson.
They had one of the backs over the middle, and he was trying to demonstrate how much he was open. He was doing jumping jacks there after the pass was thrown.
Yeah. It's funny how you come open after the ball's in the air.
Back to throw again. Oh, nice tackle by Melsby. Holy smoke.
Yep.
He's one of those players that could have juked a couple and put himself in the end zone there, and Melsby got him a great tackle around the hips there and brought him down.
Battle Creek timeout.
Battle Creek timeout.
Well, we got a timeout. I'd like to congratulate the Portage Central Junior Varsity. This year they finished their season with a big win last night at Battle Creek Central, and that gave them a 6-1 conference title record, and they were co-champions. And they're 6-3 overall. They're coached by Scott Taylor, Josh Lemmer, and Jim Late. And the freshmen ended up 7-2 overall and 5-2 in the conference, and they were second in the conference. And they're coached by Mike McLuhan, Jeff Maddox, and Ryan Sherrod. And so looks like we might be able to reload again next year.
That's always nice to hear. Of course, we have Cubitt back next year.
Yep.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to reload at the quarterback position. We lose his two wideouts, Melsby and Anderson. So he's going to have to find somebody else to throw to and spend the summer throwing to him.
I think he would do that.
I think so, too.
Okay, we've got 12 seconds, and they're almost going to have to throw it in the end zone.
We've got time for about 2 plays here. We took a timeout to discuss it.
They're going to run the ball. All right.
He didn't get
Very good.
Well, he got the first down.
First down.
Stop the clock.
Greiger just got a hold of that leg and would not let go. Now we've got time for another play. It's 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line.
He'll probably spike it. Yep. That took 2 seconds.
All right, it's 5 seconds. Time for one play into the end zone.
Or a field goal.
Or a field goal. Let's try. They're going to try that again?
I don't think so. I watched.
That would be about a 27-yarder.
I watched them play last week, and the Horn kicked four PATs, and I think the longest one maybe cleared the bar by 5 yards. And so, well, here they come, though. They're going to try it. Watch for a fake.
Yeah. Can you radio that down?
Timeout. They're going to go with a timeout.
Yeah.
Well, looks, Vern, you've place kicked before. He's kicking the ball. He's kicking too far under it.
Yeah. When you get too much rotation on the ball, that means your plant foot is too close to the tee, and your foot comes under it, and you're losing all your power. The key, of course, is to hit higher on the ball and drive it. And of course, the way these kids kick soccer now, it's no problem. The key is, of course, your leg speed, and they can get so much more speed with the soccer style than you can with a straight end. All the years I coached, when we work on kickoffs and things like that, I would tee it up and I'd kick it off to the receiving team. And I'm really paying for it now. I have arthritis so bad in my big toe that I can't walk. So,
all right, we've got time for one play here in the first half. Bearcats down on the Mustangs' 10-yard line. They've held them the last time. 1st and goal on the 3. This time they're going to try a field goal. Horn's going to try and kick from the 18-yard line. It's put down. He kicks it, and it's going to be way right.
That didn't even get to the end line.
2 bullets.
2 bullets.
Right before halftime.
Yeah, that's great.
And there's still a second on the clock.
So probably we'll just put the knee down, I would think. But maybe not.
We'll see. It might be the thing of where Cuba goes up to the line of scrimmage and says they're playing the wideout too tight.
Yeah.
We'll go with the play called. Yeah. Or they're playing him off. We'll just go down to a knee.
He's going to put a knee down.
Yeah, they're giving him a big cushion, and that takes care of the first half. Now, before we go to the halftime festivities, homecoming here at Portage Central, We will be back just before the second half starts, festivities permitting here, and get some statistics of the first half from Tom. And we want you to stay tuned, and we'll be back with the second half shortly.
and sophomore class is last year's Prince and Princess, Chelsea Peterson and Scotty Jacobs. Okay, down this year's junior homecoming winners are last year's Chris Eby and Chris Winkle. Seniors of Chris Winkle and Josh Lacey. And this year's freshman princesses, junior princess Jenny Stringer. This year's junior princess, Dixie Young. I'd like to welcome the graduates of Portage Central High School home to their homecoming. And this is the last Portage Central High School homecoming of the millennium. Some of us have always nicknamed it the Polish homecoming. If you folks in the community saw the parade that these students participated in on the way to this football field, you got a sample of the class act that the students of Portage Central High School represent. And you also got a sample of how this week went. The winning formula for Portage Central High School supported parents, a caring students and faculty, and a class act body. Parents of this community will be proud of this student body and we as tackles are proud to win with your ear. I'd like to class advisors, if you would, to come on out and join me on the field. Class advisors out on the field with me. Thank you.
Homecoming festivities at Portage Central. The kings are kinged, the queens are anointed, and the seniors win the pep jug. And we have time, I think, before the teams come out on the field to go over some first half statistics. Mr. Monroe?
Okay, well, the score is 14-7, Battle Creek Central. And Battle Creek Central scored on 2 long runs, one of 59 yards and one of 79 yards. And that pushes their total offense on the ground 183 yards and 19 carries. They were 2 for 9 in the air for 15 yards. And those 2 big runs, difference of the game. They had a total of 5 first downs. Portage Central, on the other hand, had 9 first downs. However, their total offense was a little bit less, 25 carries for 70 yards, 2 for 10 in the air, 14 yards. We had a bad snap that cost us 22 yards. Had a great defensive stand after that. We had a fumble, had another great defensive stand, and the second half kind of was played on our side of the field, and we never got anything going defensively or offensively. We've turned the ball over one time on the fumble. That's the only turnover in the game. And the leading rushers, Mr. Vick, 9 carries for 97 yards, and is it Rozier or Rozier?
I'd say Rozier.
Rozier, number 22, only carried it once, but that 59 yards for the touchdown, and that's the difference in the game. Now we're going to get to second half kickoff, and we have to get back to a little bit more consistent offense and move it on the ground and in the air. We're not real sharp in the air right now, so something's got to give offensively, get better in the air or run the ball a little bit better.
And we start off our first drive moving right down the field, running the ball, which we haven't done all year. And that was very encouraging, but we seemed to be on our backs from then on, on our back of our heels from then on, except for the one time during that one turnover they had. And it's been a battle of the trenches except for 2 breakaways. You mentioned it earlier, Coach, that we might have to go to somebody else besides our whiteouts.
Well, it's all right to go to the White House, but don't go as deep. I think that they have the ability to cover us deep. And as I look out the window now, I see it's raining quite hard. So that could definitely be a factor in the second half. The main thing we have to do is not let them score again. Conditions the way they are and the way Battle Creek's playing, I don't know if we score more than 2 more touchdowns.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to hold them in defensively, and we've done just a great job except for the 2 plays.
And I look at the flag, and it is straight out.
Yes.
Wind coming from the west, and it's not a pelting rain, but it is a heavy mist that's coming down at an angle, so it's blowing. And there are people scrambling here in the stands, getting their coats on and bringing their umbrellas out.
And heading for the car.
and some of them heading for the car, that's right. So the homecoming festivities took a little longer than normal, so they put another 2 minutes on the clock to give the players enough time to warm up, get the blood flowing again, and get those muscles stretched again. And like you said, we will receive and have first chance with the ball.
And they've only been kicking the ball about 35 yards down the field on the ground, so if we can field it and get 10 yards or so, we'll have pretty good field position.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, they start playoffs next week, and you might want to comment on that, Coach. This is the season ends a week earlier.
Yes, we started a week earlier. Everything was moved up. Most teams played their 9th opponent first, and so usually this would be our 8th game against our last league game, but we played both our non-conference games first. And it's a little different this year because what they're going to do is they're going to take all the teams that qualify and then break them into 8 classes. So the double A and the A and the double B and the B, that's history. And so then after they get them into 8 classes, then they're going to try to match them up geographically. In other words, we wouldn't be playing Marquette first game, let's say, or something like that. And they still want to keep the good things about the old system where you have geographic, because people have complained, that maybe the 4 best teams are all in one area. And if they were to do it that way, then some other areas would be shut out. So there is no perfect way, but this is a step in the right direction, I think. And by doing this, you're going to get teams with before would have been shut out. For instance, the Mustangs. Any other year, we lost our first 2. All hopes of getting in the playoffs would have been over. But now with this
everybody who
and of course they can do that by extending the playoffs 1 extra week, and they can double the teams that get in that way.
Now, the only fly in the ointment I saw in the paper was that Governor Engler now has signed into law a provision that schools are not permitted to be open the day before Labor Day weekend, which is on a Friday. Now, will that put a fly in the ointment as far as football?
All those players are going to have to vacation that day in Sault Ste. Marie. That's the intent of the law.
Okay, the kickoff here is a squibber, and it goes out of bounds, luckily, because
I tell you what we do, take
gee
it right
whiz,
there.
Nick just took a look at it, go by him. Nick Chard there, 55, it just kind of squibbled right on by him and then took a right angle to go out of bounds. And luckily it went out of bounds, and the Mustangs will take over on the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, getting back to your question about the playoffs. If we cannot have school on that Friday, can we play a football game
That's
on that
right.
Friday?
Are kids allowed to play football that night or not? And I don't think, I think there are other things that go on that Friday besides that. There are other sports, there are other...
Yeah,
that was one of the questions brought up in the paper, too. We'll see. Okay, 1st and 10, Mustangs. Same play we start off the game with.
Back to our heavy backfield.
And Cubitt gains 6 yards on the play before Woody makes the tackle. Give him 5. Oh, you're always bringing me back, Tom.
You turn a
5 yards. Same thing on this side. And he's gone. I don't think 3 is going to catch him.
No, 52 yards.
There we go, folks. 52 yards.
Boy, you talk about turning on the Jets. Did he do it?
Yes, he did.
Well, it's obvious to see that Coach Knight went back to what was successful in the first quarter.
The first drive.
That's right. Running Ryan Cubitt off tackle. And now I just hope he isn't too tired to kick the PAT. I don't think he is. He's a pretty tough kid. So that drive took less than a minute.
We've had some big plays this year, long plays, but not usually from scrimmage.
Right.
The run.
Ball is up and kicked, and we have a tie ball game.
His leg is not tired. He put that out on the track, man.
With less than a minute played here in the second half, we're back to 14-14. Nice run. You said 52 yards, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah, that usually we have the long play where Cubitt's involved in the play, but he's usually on the passing end and not the running end. But he showed great speed.
And that's a momentum builder also to start off this second half.
Now we just cannot give up the big play.
But we've already done that twice.
Easy to say, right. I'm sure that's what Battle Creek coaches told their team, do not give up the big play, and that was a pretty big one right there. You know, it's interesting, if you look out there at the position that the Battle Creek receiving team is in. A few years ago, they changed the rule and said you can line up anywhere you want to when you receive. And you know what? They line up where they have for the last 100 years.
Yep. Hey, Anderson. High in the air. If it hits one more time, it's trouble. Nope, bounced right to him. Going to reverse the field.
26-yard line.
And he's not going to go anywhere.
And
That's
flag.
Dickerson. And there's a flag on the play.
Probably a face mask. Yep.
Stopped on the play there by
Dickerson, 80.
Joe Brown and Nick Anderson.
So that's going to give them 15 more yards in good field position. That's unfortunate, but that's a good rule. I mean, you can really hurt somebody seriously by grabbing the face mask. Now, back when we played, that wasn't a factor because we didn't have face masks.
That's right. We had that.
Those old leather helmets were tough. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, it'll be 1st and 10 Bearcats on their own 43-yard line. Come out with the same thing, one wide out and one wing. Goes to
Vic,
the first man through, and he gains, let's call it 4 yards. We'll see what Monroe calls it. Yes, 4 yards. Be 2nd down and 6. McIntosh in on that last tackle. Now the wideout comes out on this side, the same side as the wingback. And they're pitching this way. And that's done nicely.
Oh, boy, Schofield.
I'll
Super.
tell you, Schofield fought off the block, stayed on his upfield shoulder so he couldn't turn him in, kept his upfield hand free, grabbed shirt, and made the tackle exactly the way you're supposed to make it right there.
-9.
Okay, now we've got, no doubt put the ball in the air, and we have to have contain out of our defensive ends.
3rd down and 16, and he got a hand line cloth there, but Jenny was the one that came in and put the hammer on him to end the play. That was beautifully done. They got 2 wideouts now. Drops back to throw. He's going to throw it up and hope he runs under it, but Melsby's with him, and it's out of bounds. So it's a punting situation for the Bearcats.
Well, that was a jump ball.
Yeah. Melsby and Dickerson down here on about the 25-yard line, but the ball was thrown well out of bounds, so it wouldn't have made any difference if either one of them caught it. And we're going to have Anderson and Melsby back on their own 25-yard line to receive the punt.
Maybe they can have a bad snap or something.
Good snap. Best punt of the night right there for him. Anderson on the 17-yard line, looking for a spot to go. Try and outrun 84. 84 turns him in, and he gets up to the 28 before he's brought down. Nice play there by Charles Cooper to turn Nick Anderson inside. White also in on the tackle, and Horn. So it'll be 1st and 10 Mustangs on their own 28-yard line. Now he's got the heavy backs.
Yep, the heavy backs are still in there.
Melsby's a wide out on this side. And straight up the middle, gain of a yard. Halbert makes the tackle.
That's a good offensive play, but your quarterback is getting tackled many times in the game, and it might take his toll.
14-14 to score here with 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Battle Creek Bearcats, Portage Central Mustangs.
Well, Coach Knight sent in a special play, and I don't think they've got it right.
Cuba goes back to throw.
Catch it.
Yes, what a catch. What a catch. Melsby's going out of bounds, but he knew enough to keep his feet in as he leaned out for the ball. The ball, I thought, was out of bounds when he caught it.
Oh, it was,
His feet
yeah,
was in.
that's right. If he had not caught it, it would have landed out of bounds. But he caught it on his way down with his feet in. Of course, in high school, you only have to have 1 foot in. I mean, that was a professional-type catch right there.
That ball's up to the 49-yard line.
Talk about big league plays, that was one.
Yep. 1st and 10. Yeah, we've gotten some yardage on that play every time he's running, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Cupid takes it off the left tackle, up over the midfield stripe, down to the 48-yard line of the Bearcats, where it'll be second down and 7, where Mike Best makes the tackle. Momentum going Portage Central's way right now after that score. Nice catch by Lennon. Did he hold it? Did he hold it? Nope, one referee. Well, wait a
They're
minute.
calling timeout. They haven't called it one way or the other yet. I think they called it a catch.
Well,
Yes,
Battle
sir.
Creek was arguing
First
that
and
the
10.
guy took it away from him.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely an unbiased opinion on the part of the Battle Creek players.
It'll be first and 10 inside the 40-yard line.
Who caught that one?
Nelson.
Off the right tackle.
He got about 4.
Got it down. Yeah, he did. Almost to the 35-yard line. Tackle there by Plain.
We're in 4-down territory now, so we can get 4 every time. We're in good shape.
Cooper also in on the tackle there.
And the rain has stopped.
Yes, it has. But the wind still has the flag straight out.
Intercepted.
And there's a flag down.
I think they're going to call interference.
It wasn't on us, was it?
No.
No.
I think the kid pushed Melsby.
If he got a hand down on him, they're going to
That's
call
right.
it.
That's right. Yeah.
But I thought he went for the ball, but
No.
I didn't see the hand.
No, the kid that caught the ball didn't give him the push. There's another kid. They had 3 defenders back there. So that's a 15-yard penalty.
In the line of scrimmage?
Yes. And Coach Lammer is 15 yards on the field.
Boy, that's a
He's got to be very careful
real
because he got
downer.
one already, remember,
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
right.
half.
that's a real downer on the Battle Creek part because they had that covered well. They didn't have to give him a push on that.
No.
They had that covered just super. They're bringing the safety over to help on Melsby anytime they see him going long, and they have not been able to get it deep on him.
No.
Well, what happened? It was underthrown, and the Melsby stops to catch it because he had him beat, and then the defensive man ran into him.
Yes.
Just the way we planned it.
Mm-hmm. Worked on that in practice all week.
Well, that is in everybody's repertoire now, the short pass where you come back and have your receiver know it. Boy, that's a big advantage. But I don't think it was planned that way. Cuba slashes to the outside, stays on the angle. And White makes the tackle, but not before he gains 3 yards. Yeah, the wind is coming straight at you on your screen, coming across the field. And so far, on a pass like that, it didn't blow it too much.
Of course, it'll emphasize any type of wobble in your pass. And wind will.
Quick pitch to Anderson. He cuts back
no.
inside the block.
It's Melsby.
Oh, Melsby cuts back inside of Greiger's block. Greiger got out there in a hurry.
Yep. See, actually, the Mustangs do not have a running back on the field now. So if they're going to run the ball, it's going to be Cubit or Melsby. Okay, now the running backs are going in.
All right, it's 30. Let's see, it's on the 15-yard line where it's third down. It'll be third down and 5. They're in 2-down territory here.
Boy, that quarterback sneak looks open.
Oh, it sure does. But not for 5.
Well,
there
we'll
it
find
is.
out. It's a good 4.
Finally, Woody closes down and makes the tackle on Cubit, but
He's got to get to the line.
Yeah, he's got to
He's
get all the
close.
way to the line. It's going to be 4th down, and now what do we do? Go
Oh, boy,
for
is
it or
that-
kick it?
Was that a bad spot? I thought he was close to the line.
We're going to go for it here. And if we don't make it, we'll have him pinned pretty deep. The sneak is not there now.
But the blast is, and he's going to. Oh!
He's down inside the 5.
Good blocking.
That's a great block on that right side, yeah. He just gave him a seam and he hit it. He followed Winkle right through there.
Tackle finally made by Dusty Plain down there. Where it'll be 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. There's big backs in there again.
Baby, come on, hang on to the ball. Hang on to the ball.
Quarterback sneak.
He's
Touchdown.
He's in. All right. I can't believe that they're in an even front down there in the 4-yard line. I mean, they're just asking us to sneak the ball in.
It makes it 20-14 with the kick coming up. Yeah, they were. Well, you know, on the 3rd down play, or on the 4th down play before, they brought everybody up and filled the gaps.
Right.
But on that one, they didn't. And they're closer to the goal line than they were in the other one.
Yeah, that's you almost have to put some kind of a gapping defense up there. You can't leave that middle open.
Snaps down, and it's blocked.
Ooh.
Number 80.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere, dove, and he got it. That's Ryan Dickerson. Nice play on his part.
Well, that was a little, snap was a little bit high, and Ian Lennon had a little trouble getting it down. But we have the lead, so now we just have to play defense.
4:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Mustangs take a 20-14 lead over the Bearcats of Battle Creek Central. Well, what we have to do is score another touchdown. Make them score twice.
Well, all we have to do is not let them score.
There you go.
Yeah. What did they say? You win games with offense and championships with defense. Well, if we can play defense, we have the championship. So we just cannot give up the big play. It's easy to sit here and say that.
Yes. Well, you
What's the time
know,
left?
4:45. We just have to play solid, and if they give us any breaks, we have to take them. And they look solid.
Oh, they are, yeah. They didn't make any mistakes last week, and whether their key players are seniors.
Vic takes it,
32.
and he gets up to the 40-yard line. Before Price and Chris Secondi make the tackle. First and 10 Bearcats. Vic, first one through. Gain of a yard. The whole interior line there makes the tackles, but Price is first one to make the...
And Vic is limping out. He is dinged. He is hurting. That's a large part of their offense.
Well, I don't know if they're going to call a timeout here or not, but he just barely made it to the sideline. I don't even know if he's out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't either. The referee called timeout and pointed towards Battle Creek, but I think he meant an official timeout. I don't think that'll be a charge timeout.
Well, they already lost one to a personal foul, and now if they lose this senior running back, they're...
I was talking to some of the coaches during halftime, and they think he was ejected because of a punch in the middle of the line.
He's up.
Okay. He's off the field, and he's limping over to the end of the bench over there, but he's limping by himself without any support, so it's a possibility we might see him back in the game again. It's 2nd down and 9 for the Bearcats.
There's your counter.
Here's your reverse. Got to get him to the outside, and he's got the speed to get around.
Not around Melsby.
But not around Melsby.
Red didn't see him.
That should be a pretty good key when he comes in the game, that he's going to carry that ball.
Yeah, he's the one that broke it for the second touchdown.
He's been
Rozier
for 2 plays, and he's carried the ball twice. So
he brought it up to the 45, where it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Okay. The obvious thing to do there is a mighty big play if we can stop them here.
Make them punt the ball. He's got 2 wide outs to the short side of the field. Don't let him outside.
From behind, from behind.
Oh,
no.
Out of bounds.
Boy, what a play.
That was a long play.
Yeah.
That lasted a long
And the
time.
quarterback is over there laying on the track. I mean, we hit him just as he threw it, and he was airborne. That was a great effort by Rattler.
Yes, it sure was. He's a senior, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He did the right thing.
Yep.
Now, this is a situation where you might see a fake punt. It's up on the 45-yard line. They have only 5 yards to go. But it might be a little too early for that. We're in the 3rd quarter.
I would think so. Yeah,
And number 30 hadn't carried the ball yet. He's the back that might get it.
yeah.
Here. High. Melsby on the 12. And he'll go out of bounds on the 20.
That was a smart thing to do. Get what you can and get out of bounds.
He almost ran over a French horn and a drum set coming out of bounds there.
I know he's a versatile player, but that's
Yeah,
above
that's a
and
little
beyond.
too much, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 Mustangs. Let's see if they can do what they've been famous for over the years. Take 80 yards and take about 8 minutes to do it.
That would be fine.
Mm-hmm. 80 and 8.
Well, he's got his spread formation in, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, he's got that quarterback off the tackle that has not been stopped.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now he's got, this is interesting, he got 2 wide
2
out.
wide outs to the left.
Melsby's being covered by 1 person.
There he is.
Yeah.
First down.
First down up
that's
over
right.
the 30-yard line.
Uh,
Yep, that makes them cover him with only 1 person.
Well, what happened was they had the inside linebacker out there, Dan White, and of course, if he's covering Melsby, I'd bet on Melsby every time. Well, just before the ball snapped, he came back into his halfback or his linebacker position, and the safety shifted over, but he was 15 yards off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So basically, we had a 2-on-1 out there.
And luckily, Dickerson got a hold of the shirt and brought him down.
Yep. Now we have the same
Now they're going to try the
situation
same
over
thing over here, and who's coming out?
here. Okay, now we've got.
Now they're doing a little bit better here.
Good catch. Good
Anderson for another first down.
Mm-hmm.
Tackled there by Dan White and Dusty Flane again.
That was a great catch by Nick Anderson. That was a high pass, and he went up and caught it. And of course they're having trouble with this formation. Now see, they got a linebacker out there. I don't think they want him out there covering Melsby. There goes Putnick.
And he's close to another first down.
Right.
And I think they got him stymied right now, Coach, with this formation. You're right.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking their linebacker, number 57, out of there. And, of course, Coach Knight came back right where that area had been vacated.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a 10-yard gain out of it.
And Dan White finally makes the tackle along with John Horn. And it's a second down and less than a foot to go for a first. And that middle's wide open again.
Open.
And it's a first down by Winkle.
Yeah.
White makes the tackle for the second play in a row. Now they're down to the 41-yard line.
Just keep grinding it out.
We're down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds here in the third quarter. Mustangs hold a 20-14 lead over the Bearcats. Melsby, nope, he's run off the play, and that was not catchable anyway, I don't think. He ran a post pattern there, and
yeah, he was covered very well. They bumped, but there was no interference. And of course, when the ball is in the air, there is no offense or defense. Each player has an equal right to the ball. And a lot of times you'll see the offensive end, if he can't make the catch, he'll go up and play defense and bat away from the defensive end.
Right. Okay.
That's how a good defensive or offensive receiver cuts down on the statistics for the quarterback, interceptions.
It's 2nd down and 10 now.
There's a screen. Got about 5.
Got it down to the 36-yard line. Winkle. Newton tripped him up. Woody, number 90, helped out with the final tackle. They're going to the 3rd down here. You know one play we haven't seen yet, don't you?
The rocket.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
I thought that was what that was.
Yeah.
No, that looked like a straight outside.
Yeah, swing pass out of the backfield. Oh, he's got his heavy team in there again. Nope.
Nope,
He
not
should've
that
cut
time.
in. Yeah, he went a little bit too
85 was not blocked. Crockett, he made the tackle.
wide.
So now it's going to be 4th down.
4.
We're looking at a long 4 here. Here comes the rocket, Coach.
Well, he doesn't have the team in there for it.
Here they come.
No, here comes the punt team.
So he's going to try and pin him back.
Watch the fake here, too.
Yeah.
The clock's ticking down.
You better call
38,
timeout.
37,
Better call
36.
timeout. Call timeout.
Well, if he's going to punt, 5 yards might not be too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, delay.
He's about 2 yards. He's about 2 yards too deep, or deeper than normal, isn't he? Standing back behind the line of scrimmage. Take a look at him here.
Well, he's supposed to line up 13 yards. We'll see.
That takes away maybe an offside by Battle Creek there that could have got a 1st down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, look
Punt
up
from
now.
where
Look
they
up,
were.
look
Let's
up.
see where it's going to bounce.
Oh, man.
Oh, grab
Pick
it, grab
pick
it.
up.
Get on it.
The whistle blew.
Oh, did it?
I don't know why.
Nope. Oh, that was about a 8-yard punt.
Yep.
6-yard punt.
Just barely 6.
Yep.
Bearcats will take over with 4 seconds here in the 3rd quarter on their own 35-yard line.
What could have been there?
Mm-hmm. And Vic is back in the backfield, and he's kind of ginger on the one leg. We'll see how effective he is.
He gets the ball.
Goes.
Ooh.
Gets his lunch.
Was it?
He stole the ball. Doesn't count.
That was Price on the hit. And they're going to switch ends now. That was a message right there. Both teams go to their respective sidelines, and at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's Portage Central 20, Battle Creek Central 14. Got a pretty good crowd here tonight. Most of us still here for the homecoming festivities and for this important ball game at the end of the year.
Yeah, they were expecting almost a sellout tonight. I think the weather is a big factor. It turned cold this afternoon, and about game time it was sprinkling a little bit. Battle Creek Central brought a very good crowd. Of course, this is a big game for them. It's been several years since they've won the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've only won it twice since they've been in the league, so it's very important for them.
Well, they're going to have a 2nd and 11 staring them right in the face here after that 1-yard loss.
They had 10 yards on the ground that quarter and minus 10, so they ended up with 0 rushing.
Flea flicker.
Oh, and he got level too.
What happened?
I don't know.
I was looking back in the backfield.
Was it late hit?
Late hit.
The ball was tipped, though.
Yeah.
The ball was tipped. Oh, he said he pushed him? Does he know the ball was tipped?
Well, he might have pushed it before it was tipped.
Okay, maybe
yeah.
he put his arm on him.
Yeah.
We got instant replay over there?
Well, back here, and after the pass was thrown, Chris Jenny really leveled the quarterback. But
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. That's a 16-yard penalty. Well, that's too bad. That was a great play by Melsby to bat the ball
yes,
That's the 7th 15-yard penalty of this game. We have 4, they have 3.
back to throw again. And it's going to be another first down. Throws to Ryan Dickerson out there. Brought down to the 40-yard line. Before Lennon and Melsby can get over there and bring him down. It's 1st and 10 on the 40.
Now we need a big play.
Vic. I get a feeling they used that to set something up, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Just have that feeling because he didn't run very hard in there.
Well, you know, I think he's
been hit.
He's dinged up a little bit, yeah.
Price really smacked him good
Yeah.
right there, and it's going to be 2nd down, and I think you're going to see the quarterback fake that and come out here with something. McIntosh also helping on that tackle. They're lining up in the same formation, so... Nope, it's a pitch this time.
Oh, great defense.
Yep. Nice play there. Price made the tackle, but I want to say Scudder's the one that came up and turned him up.
Yeah, he turned him up.
Number 11.
Cliff Price is having a career game out there tonight. He and Scott Taylor, I tell you, we got the senior leadership out there tonight.
It's 3rd down and 9. And they're not in 4-down territory.
I wouldn't think so. We weren't last time we had the ball there. It's going to be a pass. Oh, good job, Ben Babcock. Yeah, that might be a lateral. Yes.
That was a backwards pass,
That's
so
right.
we're
Ben
going
knocked it
to...
down.
Babcock thought the play was over as soon as he knocked it down,
Yep.
though.
That was good officiating on that play.
Yes,
Yes, it was.
yeah.
They did
Yep.
not give up on it.
That's Melsby and Price on the play again.
They're talking about
Yeah,
it.
they're talking about it. I was definitely backward pass.
Yeah, it was easier for us to see that up here maybe than what they saw down on the field.
But nobody blew the whistle, so you can't change it now, I wouldn't think.
Well, they can if they
However-
think they got it wrong.
Yeah.
They want to write it.
Yeah, they're going to call it incomplete. Or are they? No. Yeah.
I'm going to call it an incomplete pass.
Yep. Don't get a flag now, Coach Knight. We know you're right and they're wrong, but they have the power out there, so...
Okay, so it's an incomplete pass.
So now it's 4th and 9, and they're going to go for it. Yeah, that definitely was the wrong call.
Oh,
Nuts.
it's 1st down.
I don't know. If he puts it on the left foot or the right foot.
I think they're going to move it back a little. It's
No.
gotta make it to
It's
the
got
line.
that had to be 4th
Why
down.
did he pick it up?
They didn't change the down
That's
marker.
4th down. That is 4th down. That's our ball. That's our ball. Call timeout, Coach.
Timeout. Go tell the coaches.
Call timeout. Call timeout.
That was 4th down.
Coaches at?
Well, that's 2 bad calls on one play. They called it an incomplete pass, and then they gave him the down over. That's what happened.
Well, our coach, it's as much our fault. We've got a whole room full of coaches there that should have picked that up down the hall here. So it's 1st and 10 now on the 25-yard line. And he's down to the 15.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yep, it
very,
is.
Very
it's
unfortunate.
8 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter, and Battle Creek has the ball on the 15-yard line, 2nd and 1.
What happens is the referee has a rubber band he puts over his fingers. And what he did when they're out there discussing it is he forgot to slip it over.
Yep, so they got 5 downs to make that first down.
Yeah, the scoreboard had it right, but the officials didn't.
Yeah. And it might be a first down.
You got it.
Well, you think that perhaps with 5 of them out there, one of them must have figured out that it was the 5th down, that was the 5th
Well,
down.
the thing of it is, it was an unusual play, and they lost track of everything. They're out there talking about it.
Unless they called, now listen, they could have called an inadvertent whistle.
But there was no whistle.
Well, I don't know, there could have been. That's what they were discussing. If that was it, they'd get the down over. Okay, good job.
Oh,
Yeah, nice
Justin
play
Gallagher.
up there
That's the only thing I can
by
think
32.
of.
Well, yeah.
was Jamison Putnick.
But how could they call an inadvertent whistle if it
Because one of them thought it was a pass.
then it's incomplete pass? It's not an inadvertent whistle.
No,
They
but
go-
it was. Yeah, but the
if
thing
they blow the
was.
whistle on the pass,
No.
the play's over.
No, but it wasn't a passing. That's why it's inadvertent. It was a lateral, and he blew the play dead before it should have been.
Well, still a play.
No, it isn't. They go back to the other play. That's the only thing I can think of. Do we intercept
Oh
it?
no, hit him right in the numbers, but the kid bounced him and
Yeah, that's
Oh,
now it's going to
Melsby.
be 3rd down and 15. Melsby covered him. He saw
Oh,
the pass
yeah.
coming, and he
Saw it,
came up and
yep.
got in front. So it's going to be 3rd down and 15 now.
That was the signal he must have given. He gave a funny signal I never saw before. That must have been it. Come on, baby. They got 2 downs there.
Back to throw again.
Get him.
Going long. Just got to be down.
no problem.
I'm glad that was out of bounds because there was a misjudged jump there by
Yeah.
Scudder, and it's going to be 4th down now. They're going to have one more try, and they've got to gain 15 yards or the Mustangs take over.
If you can hear that, that's our fans trying to tell the officials it's 4th down.
4th down.
Well, this may be the ball game.
Going to hit him short. Melsby's the one you want out there with him.
And did he
And
do
it
the right
is.
thing? He just batted it down. He didn't try to intercept or anything like that. Okay, great stand by the Mustangs. And of course, the key play was the 1st down and 10. We threw him for a 5-yard loss, and we
Right.
put him in a passing situation.
Right.
So the Mustangs
Okay.
take over with 7:22 remaining in the ball game on their own 25-yard line, and they have a 6-point lead, 20-14.
Now we need a sustained drive.
It's under 20. I think that's why the coaches didn't say anything.
Well, that could be. That's the only thing it could be.
Yeah. It's,
Good effort, Jason Putney.
Got to
Jameson.
keep blocking until
Yes, he did.
the play's over with, guys.
That's right, yeah. He got a good 4 yards. Or maybe 5.
We'll have to ask Mr. Monroe. He's official.
Getting influenced by him again?
Yeah, he's a bad influence.
Seabright made the tackle on the play.
Okay, now keep possession, keep the clock rolling.
2nd down and 5.
Mustangs are 2 tight ends. That usually evens up the defense.
Nice block.
Winkle
For a
super.
first down. Up near the 35-yard line.
Good blocking.
Oh, yeah, nice
Horn
hole
in
there.
on the
Yeah.
tackle.
Brooks Monroe doing a good job out there on the right side. Sprung Winkle for about 10 yards. Keep the clock moving. Keep the clock moving.
Less than 6.5 minutes now in the ball game.
Hold on to it.
They're putting a lot of people up in the box, Coach. They got 9 people up there, so if you can get past those first
But look at,
9.
Did you see that?
yep. But look at how the line moved their line back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're really getting off the ball.
And there's a gain of 3 yards on the
Hey,
play.
hey.
Well, let's call it 4.
And Cubitt was tackled well after that play.
Yeah, he was mugged.
Horn again and then a tackle.
It looks like our players can sense it a little bit.
Yeah.
Feel it.
It's the Mustang spirit here. Hopefully,
Quick opener, and he couldn't get over the pile there.
No, the pile, they submarine there. He got a yard. Okay, this is, again, a big play here.
3rd and 5. Price comes into the game at a running back. So he's got a mixed backfield in there now.
Yes, he has. Mm-hmm.
Timeout.
Okay. That's the
Not a bad
Mustang.
time to talk about it.
Yeah,
You don't know what's
yeah.
going on.
This is no time to be in doubt out there.
Well, situation we have right now is 4:54 remaining here in the ball game. The Mustangs hold a 20-14 lead over the Bearcats, and it is 3rd down and 5 on the Mustangs' own 40-yard line. The crowd's into it tonight. I think that 5th down deal was a
That got him into it.
catalyst to getting them into the ball game. But that'll be interesting afterwards when we
Talk to Coach
get over to
yeah,
Knight's house
yeah.
what happened there, because they heard the crowd behind us.
Yeah.
There are people down there, 3 or 4 coaches in the booth, and
Mhm.
somebody must have known more than we did.
If there's an inadvertent whistle, I did not hear it. I never heard
No,
a whistle, and that's why I think there was no whistle, because that's why the kid picked the ball up and ran.
Right.
If the whistle had blown, everybody would have stopped. So
Inadvertent,
Well-
no matter what happened, it was a mess up.
Yeah. There was a mistake somewhere.
Yep.
An inadvertent whistle was a mistake by the official, and it
Right.
kills the play, and you do it over. And
well,
that's
not necessarily. If you're
yeah.
running, it's where the ball is when the whistle's blown. But if you're 15 yards downfield and they blow the whistle, you get the 15 yards.
right. But in that case, it
It'd be
was
an incomplete. Yeah, the ball was on the ground.
Yeah.
But was it a fumble or a pass? Yeah.
Fumble. Lateral.
And we know that. Go, Ryan. Go.
Nope,
No.
Didn't make it.
not going to get it. So it's going to put the Mustangs in a punting situation.
And we need a much better punt than last time.
Halbert and Seabright in on the tackle there to bring Cubitt down short of the 1st down. Now we got to make sure we get a good snap here.
42.
Good punt and good coverage.
Yep. They coming after it? Nope.
Good
No.
snap. Good.
Oh, end over end.
Didn't catch it all.
Let it go. Let it go. Every yard's going to count. Good job.
Down on the 27-yard line. Well, there's 4 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Mustangs have to stop the Bearcats. The Bearcats have 73 yards to go to tie or win this football game.
The scary part of it is they can do it in one play.
Yes, they could.
So we have to really, everybody has to really read their keys, do their assignments, and we have to shut them down.
And this is for the championship of the Big 8 for 1999.
Come on now.
Here's your counter.
Counter.
Oh,
We almost got the handoff.
That's right. Scott Taylor.
Taylor, number 77, was weeding people out there until he came to the guy with the ball. And it was number 2, Andrew Arnold, who got it, and he lost 2 yards on the play.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're right. Their offensive linemen, a lot of them going both ways, have just worn down,
That's
Coach.
right. Mm-hmm. We need another defensive play here.
He's going to keep it and throw. He's got some room out here.
Ooh, go!
Nice play by Ian Lennon. Came out of nowhere and knocked it down. That ball was caught for a first down until Lennon came out of nowhere on an angle and knocked it to the ground.
I tell you, he might have run for a first down. There was nobody out here.
No, there wasn't.
He broke and contained big time. Oh, what a super play by Ian Lennon.
But you know what? They'll mention that once in the films and then talk for 5 minutes about broken containment.
Okay, third down.
And they're getting to the point where they're
They
in
just
four-down territory there.
They just had 12 guys in the huddle and one went out. That's a violation.
Oh, don't let him break it.
Stay on him, stay on him. Okay.
I think he was on him enough. There's nobody there.
Yeah, grounding. All right, that goes back to in the pros, it goes back to where he threw the ball. Yeah, he just threw that away. The rule is not the same in the pros as high school. In the pros, if you break out of the pocket, you got a flag on the other side of the field. Now what are we going to do?
Oh, I hope Coach Slammer didn't say anything.
Boy, that scares me from it being way over there.
Yep.
Because I don't know what could have happened over there. We could have held one of their players or something, but
We may have saw the 12 guys.
Intentional grounding. Holding.
oh, gee.
Do it over.
Yep. Oh, man. How could you go holding 40 yards away from the ball? Oh, boy. That's a tough break.
Okay, it's going to be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, let's do it again. Watch that swing pass.
We're going to get him.
Wow, right! Jared Hubengarner, did he bury him?
Hubengarner just buried him back on the 18-yard line.
Super play.
4th down.
And they're sending their punt team out.
And David Ratner felt that one, folks.
Watch for a fake here. I can't believe they're really going to punt it.
The clock is running.
Oh, yeah.
19-yard line.
They can't have 12 guys in the huddle and then send one
Yeah,
out.
2 in a row they've done that. Okay, fair catch. Good idea.
Get it, get on it. That's it. Smart play, Nick.
Good job.
Smart play.
Okay, they have all 3 of their timeouts left, so we're going to have to get at least a first down.
44 yards.
Let's not celebrate too much yet, Mustangs. I think that famous philosopher said it's never over till it's over.
Never over till it's over,
Yeah.
but we're a lot closer than we were an hour ago.
At halftime, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, it's 1st and 10 Mustangs on their own 37-yard line.
He's not going to sound like Yogi in a minute, is he?
Okay, we don't know what we're doing here. Yeah, timeout. Yep.
Oh, come on, offense. We're off the field here. Is that their final timeout, Tom?
No,
That's 2.
One more?
Woo.
it's getting warm in here all of a sudden, guys.
Yes, it has. We played some good defense here in the last
Oh,
quarter.
super, yeah. Well, actually, we played good defense the whole game. You take those 2 plays out of it,
That's right.
they probably haven't gained 50 yards in the whole game.
Right. In the offense, we've completed 5 out of 6 passes we've attempted, and in the third quarter we ran for 100 yards, and then we tacked on 20 more in this fourth quarter. So both ends we picked it up.
That's right.
Now we're going to see what Coach Knight's strategy is. Look at the camera into the
Right in there. They'll be on the big play
That's
tonight.
Channel 3
Channel
out there.
3
yeah.
right there. We're going to be on the news tonight.
I hope he was using his best English.
Oh, they can cut that out.
Maybe we won't be on TV tonight. Okay.
No, we just
had
did the
12.
same thing. We had 12 in a huddle and ran one off. Maybe it's legal in high school,
Well,
Coach. What do you think?
we only have 10 guys out there now. That's it. Hang on the ball. Keep going.
So we only had 11 to begin with.
That's right.
And why did one come off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're playing with 10 guys, fellas.
Okay, now.
Tackle on that play by John Horn. He's made quite a few tackles today. He's been playing both ways.
Fortunately, we had 7 men on the line, or it would have been a penalty. Okay, Coach Knight is watching the game clock, and he's going to wait as long as he can until he sends a signal out to Ryan Cubitt, and then, of course, he'll hurry up and call it. Once he gets the signal, okay, I see what we're doing. Okay,
Winkle takes it up to the 45, where it'll be 3rd down and 3.
What Coach Knight has done, and what the confusion is, he's put in a heavy line. That means we have 3 linemen on the left of the side of the center and 4 on the right. And
You want to run that by me again, Coach?
no, they're running an 8-man line.
Okay.
And Ben Babcock coming in to play the right end. So the time before we had 7 men on the line, 3 in the backfield, and no wide receiver. And so now we have 3 men on the left side of the center and 4 on the right, an 8-man line. Of course, you do that to spread the defense out, and hopefully it'll create holes. Now, a lot of times what the defense will do is they'll recognize that, and they'll overshift to the strong side and open something up on the weak side.
I see.
A few years ago, we tried that at the JV level, and we would put the tackle on one side, the extra lineman on one side, then the other, and we would just wait to see how the defense lined it up, and then the quarterback would call either right or left. And most of our kids knew the difference, so we were relatively successful.
Tom, how many timeouts for Battle Creek do they have left there? They have both. They have 2 out of their 3 left. Okay. They're going to have to start using them real quick.
Yeah, if we can get a first down,
They're going to have to use 2
they'll
of
have
them.
to use them. Yes. It's going to be a blast. And he's got it.
Hold on.
Go down, go down, go down. Go down, right. Okay.
First down, Mustangs.
That was the big one right there.
Tackle there by Dickerson. Another person we've said that name a lot.
Yeah, he's played an outstanding game. Battle Creek has played an outstanding game. They did a good job tonight. And of course, they're going to let the clock run. Let the clock run.
I can't believe they're not using any of their timeouts, Coach. I can't believe Battle Creek is not using any of their timeouts. Cubitt rides it
Okay,
over the
oh, yeah,
45-yard line down into there.
Yeah,
There's using one.
Yeah, now they're calling timeout, but we got 3 downs to get 5 yards. And they only have 1 timeout left. This is when you always tell your ball carrier that when you go down, you lay there, physically lay there until the referee comes up and taps you on the shoulder. You can use 4 or 5 seconds that way just at the end of the play. Then, of course, they have to set the ball, and then you see the referee bring his hand down, and then we have 25 seconds from that. So you can have 40, 45 seconds between plays.
If you do it correctly.
Right. And, of course, they can stop it one more time. 2 more downs after that, and you have 1:06 to go. So we could might even be able to put the knee down.
Now, How do we find out who plays who?
The drawings will be made Sunday afternoon. All the
In Lansing?
ESPN.
No, it'll be on the internet. The Michigan High School Athletic Association webpage, and see, because some teams are still playing Saturday afternoon, so they can't make the final appearance until Sunday afternoon.
They got a lot of interesting things on their webpage. I clicked it on the first time the other day, and
yeah, they do
all kinds of things.
Quarterback sneak.
Oh my goodness!
Oh!
That was going to be Greg Landry.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for a sure tackle there by Rick Dickerson, we'd have had a touchdown.
Bring back the tearaway jerseys.
Wow. How long was that run, Coach?
It's from the 45. Where are we at?
Right now, the ball's put on the
24,
24-yard line.
19 yards. Oh, 21 yards.
It was 54 seconds and the clock running. Battle Creek has one more timeout, but it probably doesn't make any difference.
No,
With that
no,
run right
that
there.
would be the first down. Somebody's lined up offside. Guess what? The clock's
It's us.
Clock's going to start again. Well, he threw it before the ball snapped, so. Okay, see, well, we ran off 20 seconds and we didn't have to run a play. That's good strategy.
There's something wrong there. That shouldn't happen.
I know, that's.
They should change that.
Put the knee down. Put the knee down. That's what they're going to do. Yeah, no problem. Okay, hand the ball to Fisher.
That should be the ball game right
That's
there,
right.
unless they call a timeout.
Yeah.
Then that won't make any difference
make any
because it's
difference,
second down. So the Portage Central Mustangs have won the Big 8 championship in 1999. And they worked awful hard for it this year. They had a lot of big disappointments and a couple of big games that went for them and a couple of games that didn't go for them, and they get beat by scores of 51-21, and they still come back and grit it out for the championship.
This will also give them the #1 rating in the Gazette area poll. It is kind of interesting. When we lost our first two games, Del Newell, who does that, put us first with 2 losses. But you know, he kind of knew that we had something going out here. And then, of course, when we lost to Northern, that set us back. And these kids used the old John Wayne true grit. You know, they bowled their necks and they came back and won the last, 3 games after the Northern game?
Uh-huh.
And just a super accomplishment.
And it seemed like they really improved over the last 3 games.
Oh, yeah.
After the whipping by Northern, they improved.
Well, you know, that might have just been a wake-up call. I'm sure it was. And we have the police down under the goalposts. We're not going to touch those goalposts tonight.
And those goalposts have some new paint on them. Not from the Northern win, but today at noon when I came in, they were blue and gold.
Is that right?
Yes, and from the noon till game time, the maintenance people came out here and had to paint them back to Northern colors.
Yeah, that's why they're about 4 inches thick of paint up there. That's happened. I'm sure that we'll paint them again for graduation in the spring. So.
Well, we really can't tell you if we're going to be here for a playoff game or not, because we really don't know where the playoff game will be played, even though, well, we still don't even know who the opponent will be for Portage Central, but there's a good possibility that we will play at home, and if we do, we expect to be back up here in the booth for it. So you'll have to look in the paper, and if we get the home field advantage, you can count on us being here to bring you the game.
We, looking at the ratings the other day, we have a possibility of playing Forest Hill Central again. And
Who beat us the first game.
Yes, and we also have a possibility of playing Hudsonville, who knocked us out last year. Now Hudsonville is 6-2, and Forest Hill Central is 5-3. So if they both would win tonight, and of course if we were to play Hudsonville with only 2 losses, we would probably play up there. And of course if they do it the way they did last year, we'll play at Granville's Field. But The second half, I tell you, the Mustangs really showed what they were made of. We were down 14-7 on 2 long plays, and it's a perfect opportunity to hang our heads and feel sorry for ourselves. They came out and took that second half kickoff and just put it right down their throat. And we played tough defense the whole second half. I can't remember any play they made of any significance in the second half. And so the Mustangs, it wasn't given to them. They earned it in that second half, and our hats off to them. Just a super job and a super season, and best luck next week in the playoff.
Yep. Well, Battle Creek started out the scoring tonight with a 79-yard run in the first quarter by Mike Vick. The extra point was unsuccessful, so at that time they led 6-0. Couple scores in the second quarter. First of all, Cubitt, with 8:21 remaining in the second quarter, had a 2-yard run, and the extra point was good, so it was a 7-7 ball game. The extra point was good, for Battle Creek on the first one. So it was a 7-7 tie. And then Rozier for Battle Creek had a 59-yard run with less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half. And the extra point was good, and they went into halftime leading 14-7. But in the second half, all the scoring was done by the Mustangs. Cubitt ran 52 yards, less than a minute into the second half, and made the extra point to tie the game at 14-14. And then again, Cubitt with a 3-yard run with 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the extra point was blocked. So at that time, with a quarter and more, the Mustangs led by that precarious 6 points, 20-14, but that's how it ended. The Mustangs made a couple of defensive stands in the fourth quarter and used the clock well at the end of the fourth quarter to come out with a 20-14 win. Tom, how about some stats from you?
Well, the biggest stat in that fourth quarter, Battle Creek Central had a -3 yards rushing. They had to resort to go in the air, and actually they didn't have the ball that much in the second half. We controlled the line of scrimmage, and they ended up with 180 yards on the ground. They only completed 3 passes for 26 yards. And that 180 yards, 183 were in the first half, and 2 long runs ate up most of that. So we dominated the line of scrimmage there for most of the game. They had a total of 8 first downs. The Mustangs had a total of 21 first downs. And in that second half, we ran the ball for 150 yards and tacked on another... we ended up 82 yards in the air, so that's over 230 yards, and that's after going only 70 yards in the first half on the ground. So a very nice turnaround. It was not easy, and but how many times did we stop them inside the 20?
We must have done that 3 or 4 times, yes.
And so that was the defense did the job when they had to, and the offense came along and gave us enough.
Man, a great big win for the Mustangs, and another win that helps keep the Mustang tradition going.
Well, hats off to the senior class. They were champs last year as juniors, and they're champs this year as seniors. And, of course, next week we'll be out here with the camera, and we'll be taking a picture. They'll go up on the wall in the hall.
And that's what the kids aim for.
Yeah, everybody, as long as the building's there, will come in and see this team. And it's really a gutty team this year. They really fought a lot of adversity, and they came back and just really did a super job.
Well, it's been fun this year. I'm up here with Tom Monroe and Vern Inglesby. I'm Bill Hill, and we had, for the last couple of games, we had Jack King up here helping us with the numbers, and we appreciate that. So hopefully we'll see you for one of the playoff games, and if not, we'll see you next year, and thank you for tuning in to Mustang Football.